crashed the first time, so that was 2 seconds. Let's hope it doesn't crash right now. What we're gonna do today is take a little tour along all the bases I've built in No Man's Sky so far. We're gonna start out with this one, which is on a planet named Earth 2. I didn't name it myself, but the first base here is called the Portal Research Base. As you can see, there's a portal here, and I put my landing pad here. Let me move aside a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. See, here's a landing pad, and then there's a little radar tower, and then all the way on top there you can see the actual base. This was one of my first glitch bases. It's got a whole bunch of pretty neat stuff in it that we're going to take a look at right now. First up, this little station here will allow you to directly teleport all the way up here. We're doing this by chaining several teleporters together. Let me show you real quick what that means. Here in the middle there's a little bulb. There we go, there it is. And this one basically has 2 teleporters that are completely glitched together. You can see this here, right? Photo mode real quick. Those are together, and there's a cool effect here that when you hook this one up to the downstairs and you hook this one up to the upstairs, you basically instantly get blasted from the point of origin to the exit point. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of dumb, honestly, that the teleporters don't just span the entire base range. I don't know why Hello Games changed that, but you know, it is what it is, and so far, for now, this is a pretty workable solution. So let's go take a look at the base. We go in here, nice little bridge here, and when you will see when we go in here, you instantly end up inside the base. You won't even see that middle station. There we are. A nice rainbow here, see? This is a pretty nice planet when it's not raining. So we're immediately here. We're gonna go back again, whoosh, and we're downstairs again. So this is pretty neat, if you ask me. I used this principle in one other base with even more in-between stops. We will get to there soon enough. So let's take a quick look about what this base is all about. So this is one of my mini bases. I usually have a shield somewhere that has my birth year on it. Here you can see nice interior with some plants, everything, all the basic outpost features are here. We have the health station, the shield station, safe station, and I jammed in the appearance modifier here, and the room itself was glitched around the base computer, so it all sort of ties together real nice, as you can see. Take a look at the go out here. We got some plants to decorate the entrance point, and as you can see, I kind of went nuts here with some glitch building. It's the Portal Research Base, so I thought, you know, it's just some machinery and equipment to measure all the portal activity. One funny thing is this Portal Research has created some kind of bizarre rift in time and space, which creates a very interesting effect, because sometimes spaceships that are circling this landing pad, they fly right through the building. I've seen that happening sometimes. It's a pretty amusing effect. So that's it. That's the first base. This is the Portal Research Station. Let's go inside one more time, take a little look, and then we can move on to the next one. Here's some computer terminals. There's a construction research. You can sit down here real nice. You can walk around. And then when we go here, we will teleport back to my ship. And since it's in the same system, we're going to fly to the other base. Let's fly to the next base, which is in this same system. which is my enormous mining operation. Let's go. It will take like a minute or so, but that's okay. Let's see where we are. Pointed at the other planets. There we go. As you can see, here's another one of my bases. And let's go to it. It's kind of nice that we are up here because this is a complex, large, and take a look at it from the air first. I kind of set a trend with this base because I designed a what I would call tower of power, and it got some traction. I've seen a lot of people pick up on this and do the same thing on their base. So let's try and fly around it. The weather is really bad here. So here we go. Here's the power tower. Let's see. Let's go into photo mode real quick, and you can take somewhat better look with the daylight on. There we go. So there you can see. Look at that. This is my giant power station, and it powers the entire complex. It's pretty neat, right? Plenty of power. I think the entire complex is only using about maybe 40% of what this thing delivers, but you know, it looks pretty damn cool. There we go. Some items don't render yet. It's one of those things. It's very heavy on the CPU, this entire thing, because I just realized that a bunch of the decorations haven't actually rendered yet. So now they are here. You see all these items attached to the side to give a real cool alien looking effect. Flying around again. Oh yeah, and now the flashing light is kicked in as well. So let's turn around one more time. And there we go, you see? That's pretty neat. Let's touch down here, and then when it's day we will take a little bit of a better look. When it's day and it's not horrible weather. But this is the entrance. I found this an appropriate message because this planet is pretty crappy. Here we are, arriving at night. You see the power station here? And now you can see it. Here's the blinking warning light on top of the station so that you don't fly into it. There we go. Let's go inside here. Here we are. Carry lots of uranium here. Yeah, you definitely need that for... when I was building, I had all my radiation protection modules, because otherwise you're dead before you know it. So this is the main entry point. In this room, we'll use them later. There's 2 teleporters that will take you to some other parts of the base. To the left you go to the power station, to the right you go to the actual mining operation. But first we're gonna look at the living quarters. The living quarters for the miners are right up here. Let's walk up here. For some reason the running always stops when you're inside, but let's get out of here. There we go. So this is the living quarters for the miners. Again, there's my year. I'm gonna just show you the roof also. As you can see, we have a AC system here with some piping to make it look nice and realistic. Got some on this side, and then over here, see some lighting effects, pretty nice. So this is where the miners can hang out when they're not mining. Let's go inside.
Extreme night radiation detected. Extreme night radiation.
Alright, here you see the inner part of the air conditioning system. This pipe actually connects perfectly to the system on the roof for added realism. And here you can like do the thermostat stuff and whatever, what have you. Take a look, here's sleeping space for about 3 miners. They have a little quarters of their own, little private quarters with a desk and a bed and some relaxation space. Here's another one. They're numbered also. Here's another one. Nothing fancy, but you know, here's some health and shield upgrades. And then we have the third room. Here we go. There's some terrain regrowth issues here in the space, unfortunately. I hope HG will fix that at some point because it's pretty annoying. And then here we have a little specimen research station and a recreational space where you can sit down, listen to some music, and have some drinks here at the bar. And then here we have some additional machinery and storage. So that's it for the miner quarters. I put this here as well because there's a exocraft down the building and it would make sense that there's a service guy for that. Now when you go outside you can see the tunnel that we just used to get here. I'm going to jetpack back this time. And let's take a little closer look at the power station tower. The frame rate kind of suffers at this base because it's pretty big and it's really quite taxing on my PlayStation, but you know, it is what it is. So here, let's go in here and go to the power station. So we teleport right to the power station. This is just a little building. Oh, it's a little bit snowed, or not snowed in. It's got some terrain issue here, so let's blast our way out here real quick. Okay, there we are. Like I said, this base is having some minor terrain regrowth issues. Nothing really major, but it could be enough to kind of ruin it, but we'll look at that later. So here, this is the power station control room, so to say. We got some machinery, some computers. It's kind of a bummer, this whole... Let's clean this up a little bit. All this dirt. The dirt doesn't look too bad here, I guess, because I mean it is a mine. But still, you know, let's get rid of it real quick. Alright, okay, so this is the power station control room. Nothing that fancy, but you know, it's where the entire power station gets controlled from. Let's take a look on the outside. It's daylight right now, so it's pretty cool. See, here's the teleport room where we came in, and then this is the actual building itself. Pretty cool. And as you can see, this is the tower, which looks pretty impressive by day. See, you see the flashing light again on top here, right? There we go. Yeah, this thing was pretty crazy to build, but I really like how it came out. It looks truly alien, if you ask me. Alright, let's go take a look at the actual mining operation. Let's not teleport back, but let's just use the bridge to get there. See, this is the one side of the bridge. You go in here. There we go. This is really... there's some terrain issues here too. Like I said, this is the one base I have left that I have to probably do some renovations too, because this just keeps on happening and it's getting really annoying. Now this is basically, you can't, oh, there's some weird plants even growing in here. Alright. Alright. Yeah, when you visit, you might actually not be able to go through here because of that. Because I've also noticed that there seems to be some difference between what it looks like for visitors or for me, unfortunately. But, you know, it's alright for this tour. Let's see if we can get in here. Yeah, it's all good from here on. Alright, so we got here to the actual mining op. We'll use this to get back to the main base entry point when we're done. This little shout out to the galactic hub here. Some of my bases are actually in the hub, but not this one. Now here we see the actual mining operation. It's pretty cool. So here we have all the extractors doing their thing. I think that looks really cool. And then here is another control room from which, when you're inside, you have your usual computers, specimen analysis thingy on displays, and you can actually, through this window, can kind of like see the extractors at work. That's pretty cool. And alright, and this is the actual storage. It's a pretty huge complex. This took a while to build as well. And here you will see that you can get 140,000 worth of activated indium here. So that's quite nice. That's like a good 120,000 units, and it fills up in about 6 hours. So feel free to come here if you are interested. Let me quickly go into the photo mode, and then yeah, here I'm holding this for a second so you can look at the glyphs. These are the glyphs to get to this system, in which you will find both the portal research station that we already visited and this mine. I hope this is long enough. Let's go back and let's move on to the next base. This mine is by far the largest base that I have. Everything else is more like smaller outposts, so this one is definitely properly huge. Okay. Let's go over here, and then we can use that teleporter to, so that we don't have to walk all the way back through that tunnel. There we go. You see, this thing is really taxing on the system. Every now and then certain things pop in. Alright, there we go. Back in here, and now we're just gonna use this teleporter to go to the next base. Next up we go, this is a little one, this is my Arctic research post. It's kind of cool because it's on one of those like snowy, hot like planets. It's really little, but I still try to make it look pretty cool. Let's see. And it kind of snows in, and you know, it's also the terrain regrowth issue, but with this one it kind of adds a cool feel to it. So I don't mind it that much when it happens over here, because as long as it's accessible. But the snowed in effect really kind of adds to it here. This base is in an earlier video I did as well, where you see kind of a quick impression of 5 mini bases that I created, and some of those have been replaced at this point because of the terrain issues, but this one is in there. It's still basically the same, more or less, as it was in that video. Alright, let's see. Takes a while to get here, but here we are. Okay, here we are. This is my Arctic research station. This is really little. Let's go outside first. You see it's nice snowy planet. There are a lot of blizzards going on here. And as you can see, it's snowed in. When I first built it, I kind of blasted all this terrain away, but you see there's a light post here. And now it's all snowed in, and I decided to just leave it be. It's got photo mode so you can see it a little bit better, because this just looks really cool. I think it adds kind of a touch of realism for a real Arctic station, right? Pretty cool. Alright, so, oh yeah, let's focus for a second on the glyphs here as well, here in the bottom left. If you want to visit this, here are the glyphs. I hope this is long enough for everybody to take them in if you want to visit. Alright, there we go. Let's go inside real quick. A lot of exterior detail. I made this kind of like my trademark thing as well, to have these units here with that decal on it in the same location at the same size. I think it's a cool little touch that makes my bases recognizable. Here again, 1973, computers, research, and the usual first aid kit and all that stuff. Here's some of these things where you can come get some. And then finally, when you go down here, we have a bedroom for one lone researcher. So this is kind of a lonely base. It's just for one lonely interloper. Here's the base computer. And it's all nicely encased. Let's go back up. And that is the Arctic Research Base. Let's move on to the next one. Next up, let's go to the Aquatic Research Outpost. There we go. This always seems to take extra long when you're broadcasting. This is a beachfront kind of base where you can hang out and use the submarine and just enjoy the nice, have a nice time at the beachfront. Now let's take a look. Here we are. This is where you get thrown in. This is one of the rooms inside this base. Here's a little relaxation room. Here's a desk where you can do some work. Another relaxation area with some art on the wall. Here's your sales terminal and another couch. Nothing special, just, you know, the usual. This is always annoying where it automatically throws you into these ladders. I wish that would be different, but let's go outside real quick. This is where you come in. My ship is kind of parked randomly here because this one doesn't have a landing pad. But yeah, this is what it looks like on the outside. Let's go in photo mode real quick. You can use this also again for the, look at the glyphs right here. See, hopefully long enough. This is the Aquatic Research Base. I really like this one as well. Lots of exterior details, and here again you see my little signature boxes with these decals on it. There's a lot of, you can do a lot by using the interior decoration parts and like slapping them onto things and then slapping other things onto that. You get create a really cool sci-fi style look, really. So here, this whole thing, it's a nice little wooden area at the waterfront where you can hang out at night and all that stuff. Annoyingly, I'll show you that. Let's go on there. Unfortunately, and I haven't figured out how to get rid of it, one of these bubbling things started growing right here, and I haven't been able to get rid of it. Let's see. Maybe we can do it with the terrain manipulator. Yeah, see, that thing hurts you, which is really annoying. Let's use the flattener, maybe. Maybe that will get rid of it. Nope, it won't. Restore mine. It just, you can't get rid of that thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to live with that, unfortunately. If you get near it, you got heat damage. Oh well. And it kind of makes everything shake from, yeah, see, there we go. Oh well. Other than that, it's pretty nice, I think. The solar panels looks pretty cool from the outside. It also looks pretty cool at night, I think. Got some nice ambient light effects. I put some lights in here as well, so that like subtle yellow light shining through a little bit. So that is the aquatic research station. Pretty nice. Finally, when you go in here, let's see. Oh, sorry. Go this way. Here is the base computer. And then here, this base has 2 bedrooms, so you're not that lonely over here. See? A nice bedroom on both sides here. Alright, let's go upstairs and get teleport, or what do we call it? Use the base terminus to get to the next one. Let's see, now we will go to the pleasure pet. This one was an attempt by me to create basically kind of like one of those fancy Los Angeles Hills style houses where you can just relax and chill out with your friends, have drinks, smoke some herb, all that kind of thing. So let's take a look at that. This base is actually right on the NMS Galactic Hub capital planet, which is kind of cool. So there's plenty of neighbors here. It does mean sometimes things render a bit slow, or you have some pop in and all that, but if you give it some time to let it load, it'll be fine. Almost there, hopefully. This should be cool if you could fast forward that, but we're recording this live, so we'll just have to sit through it. Sorry about that. There we are. Please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. Nope, it's not crashing. Alright, so this is the Hub Capital Planet. For some reason, for me anyway, the name is gone. I don't know why that happened. Let's go outside first and take a look at the entire thing. So this is the landing pad. Yeah, let's go into photo mode for a sec and circle around this house. Here, this also has like an AC system, and there's even like a hot water boiler down here. And again, you see my two little signature elements, these elements with that decal on it and the 1973. So let's circle around this a little bit. You can see there's like a sunroom up there, and then at the lower level there's a nice outside area with some plants that you can do something with should you be interested in that. So that's pretty cool. So that's my house. Let's go inside again real quick. I did some interesting combining of prefab builds and basic components here. So this is the main room, pretty nice. Here's a nice seating area. Actually got another one of those seating areas over here. We have the appearance modifier here with a light on top of it. Provides a pretty cool sci-fi look if you ask me. And then over here, the sitting area with some plants. You can look outside also and see some other plants. Oh. And here is some kitchen-y kind of area. I saw this in somebody else's video that you can kind of, you put this thing sideways, it kind of looks like a microwave. I thought that was a cool touch. Some kind of like a double door refrigerator kind of look here. And let's go downstairs. Here downstairs, this is where I put a bunch of utility stuff, but also some fun stuff. If you look here, there's another health and shield station. And then here we have a private home theater. As you can see, there's a little projector that I created here with a bunch of interior decoration elements. I think it's pretty cool how that came out. And there's a screen, and you can have some drinks, and there's some music, so everything that you would need in a home theater room is there. Moving on. Here is a refiner should you need it, and then this is overgrown, but it doesn't really matter because you don't really need to do anything in here. This is the electricity room where all the batteries are to store the energy. I have a bunch of solar panels, and in this house they're hidden underground. They work anyway, which is a funny thing about solar panel implementation in No Man's Sky. So here we have a little desk, extra storage space. Here it's just another plant. I just put it there randomly. I didn't know what to do with the space really. And then over here is a two-person bedroom. You can sit here in front of the room, and in the back there's a nice two-person bed where you can sleep or, you know, do other things. Well, it's up to you really. Go upstairs. Back in the main room again, and now we can take a look at the outside area. Here you can sit down and relax and enjoy some of these plants. Same on this side. And the view here is really, really nice. So it's day right now, but let's go into photo mode real quick. And okay, come on. There we go. In the dark, you will see that this is pretty cool. There's like a ringed planet, and you have a pretty spectacular view here of that. Look at that. Pretty neat. Alright, let's go upstairs. There's one more room here in this house before we move on. So this is the sunroom. Just a nice cozy relaxation room, and I put the I don't know what this thing is, but I thought it would be cool. There's like some kind of pet that I have here. Pretty weird creature, but that's cool. And here there's a bar as well. You can be bartender here and have some drinks. So this is pretty cool. So this house, as you can see, is mostly made for fun, leisure, and pleasure. Alright. Like I said, I'll still put photo mode for a second so you can see the glyphs, but this is the NMS Galactic Hub Capital Planet. That's where you'll find this one. There's a lot of bases here, so you may have to search a little bit for Marco VHV's base, because that's where this house is. And now let's move to the last one I'm going to show you today. The Mountain Outpost. One more teleport. And then you've seen all my stuff. This one I did some renovation last night, where, like I said earlier when we were at the Portal Research Station, there the teleporters currently only have about 160 to 190 or so units distance range, which is not nearly enough to get in a sky station that is built at the absolute highest possible height. So I daisy chained 4 intermediate stations together with this station and the one all the way up in suborbital space, which is really cool, because now when you go into this, you will instantly go all the way up to that station. You won't even be able to tell that there are 4 intermediate stations. But we'll do that after we take a look at the ground station. Let's go outside first so you can get a cool view on the entire thing. Landing pad right here. This is a pretty tight little base, if you ask me. Let's go around it a little bit and see. This is one, probably design-wise, one of my favorites. It just looks very clean and very sci-fi. I just really like the vibe of this base. Everything kind of ties together really well. That's the ground station. So inside, got a nice little bridge here. This is interesting. I have this bridge here. Sometimes the landing pad gets confused, and then there's just a gap here. Now it's not confused, but when it is, that's nice to have this bridge here. Kind of glitch those in. Still looks cool even with the landing pad properly intact, so it's cool either way. But sometimes there's just like open space here, and you would have to kind of make a leap here, which I didn't really like. So, alright, let's go inside. Here we got a little space to sit, chill out, and then here another one of those. I recently collected these plants, which are pretty cool. When I use this, it's like a plant pot, which I think looks pretty neat. This room, some more plants and some more computer stations, you know, storage boxes. Here are your hazard protection units and your shield. Walk around here. Here's another electronic panel, you know, just decorative stuff. The hub outpost. This is also in the hub, the NMS Galactic Hub. This planet is, it's not in the capital system, but it's out there. So let's take a look. So now it is time to go check out the suborbital station. Here's another bedroom variation that I created. Pretty cool. So let's go take a look at the space station. So now when you go here, you're gonna warp 5 jumps, but you won't notice it. So here we go. there we are. The Dank Station welcomes you. Alright, so now we are at the highest possible build height that you could do. The ground station was already on a mountain, so we're pretty high here. It kind of looks like you're in space. You can't go higher because it'll not allow you to build anything else up there, and some people have tried, including myself, to just basically place a new base station and keep going up, but the game doesn't like it, and your base will eventually get deleted, and it's just kind of a mess. So here we have an airlock. If you really want to, you could jump right outside. We're not going to do that, but what I do want to show you real quick, when you go out here, you see these little cubes here, and each one of them contains 2 teleporters fused together like you saw at the beginning of this video. And basically when you go with the teleport, you go all the way from this one to all these ones in between, and you whoosh right up here to this station. It's pretty crazy if you think of it. Let's take a look at the outside of the station also. There's also some glitch build stuff going on here. Let's hide this. Some cool glitch building stuff going on here with some water doors and some storage silos and gas extractor, and it all kind of comes together looking like a crazy space station. I quite like how this thing came out. A lot of exterior detail, looks pretty cool. It's self-powered with the solar, and there's a bunch of battery rooms, which we'll see when we go inside. So, like right here, you'll see there's a battery room, and there's another battery room here. So basically, I don't like how those ladders grab you. Let's close the airlock. So you could take your spacesuit off if you wanted to. And then here, upstairs, you will see a lot of delicious nip nip. 16 plants for you to take and enjoy. Let's go back down. So that's it. We're very high in space here. You can see it's really high. Let's take a look. See, this is seriously high. That's the ground station though, so that's a pretty big jump down. Alright, we're not gonna jump down today. We're just gonna take the teleporter back down, and you will go straight whoosh 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 through all these 4 stations, and you'll straight back down. Boing. There we are. All the way back down. How cool is that, right? I love it. Okay, that was it. Now you have seen all my bases. I hope you liked it. Let's take a quick look at how damn cool this thing looks on the outside. I love it. Jetpack around it a little bit. It's like an airless planet, so you can, it's kind of like being on the moon. Gravity is low. Dance around. You see this cool station like this? Alright. And that's it. Go back in the ship. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed my little tour, and I hope it may have inspired others to do more with the base building. I'm not one of those crazy glitch builders who does the most insane stuff, but I do try to make the most out of what we have, and these bases are some of the things you can do with that. I hope you enjoyed. Alright, take care and see you next time.